They called St. Jude's Asylum a rehabilitation center. The locals, the ones who remember, they just called it the echo chamber. Because whatever screams went inside those brick walls never came out. Not as sound, not as anything human. I went in on a dare, a stupid juvenile need to prove the legends wrong. I didn't know the legends were just the warning signs. The fence was easy to hop, too easy, like the asylum was inviting me in. The side door was rusted almost open. The moment I stepped inside, the air changed. It wasn't just stale, it tasted metallic, like old copper, like dried blood. I could feel it in my lungs. Cold, heavy. My flashlight beam cut through the darkness, illuminating dust motes that hung suspended in the air. As if time itself had stopped holding its breath in here 30 years ago. Everything was frozen in a moment of agony. I saw things I couldn't explain. Half-finished meals on plates, open patient files, like everyone just vanished. I should have turned back then, when I saw the wheelchair. It wasn't just sitting there, it was facing the door, waiting for me. Facing the door, waiting for a guest. I moved deeper, past the administrative offices. Papers still strewn across the floor, yellowed with age. The silence in St. Jude's was heavy. It pressed against my eardrums. It was a silence waiting to be broken. A silence that had its own weight. I found the stairs downward, to the basement. The isolation wards. The air got colder. My breath started fogging in front of me, like I was breathing in winter. Down there, the graffiti stopped. Even the vandals were too scared to go this deep. It was just me. And the dripping, and the feeling of eyes on the back of my neck. I reached a heavy iron door at the end of the corridor. Observation room 4 was stenciled on it. The viewing window was thick, reinforced glass, clouded with grime I had to see. I wiped the glass with my sleeve. I pressed my face against it, shining my light into the padded darkness. The room was empty, just torn padding hanging from the walls like flayed skin. The silence was absolute, deceptive. I spun around, nothing, just the empty corridor I had just walked down. But when I turned back to the window, something had changed. It wasn't empty anymore. It was crouched in the corner, vaguely human. Its skin was the color of a bruise. It was facing away from me, still, deadly. My breath hitched. I couldn't move. I watched as the thing slowly, painfully, began to turn its head toward the window. Its neck, oh God, its neck. Its neck twisted too far, way too far. I saw its face, not a face, a nightmare. It didn't have eyes, just empty weeping sockets, and a mouth that opened unnaturally. It was screaming without a voice. I didn't scream. I couldn't. I just ran. I ran blindly through the dark, my flashlight swinging wildly. My own breath was the only thing I could hear, until I heard it. Behind me, not running, slithering, a wet, dragging sound against the concrete floor. It was fast. It was closing in. I could feel the cold of it, the absence of heat. I scrambled up the stairs, my hands raw from the rusted railing. I burst through the side door. I collapsed onto the damp grass outside, gasping for air, the moonlight burning my eyes. I didn't look back. I knew if I did, I'd see it, watching from the doorway. I never told anyone what I saw. I tried to convince myself it was a hallucination, a trick of the light and fear, a moment of madness. I spent years telling myself that lie. I built a life on it, but I know the truth now. I know what the echo chamber really is. Because some things, once seen, echo in your mind forever. They become the static in your brain, the shadow in your peripheral vision, and sometimes, when I look into a mirror in a dark room, I don't see myself. Not anymore. I see those empty sockets staring back at me. I can feel them, pulling me back into the dark. They are always there. I know now why no one ever came out of St. Jude's, because there is no exit. Not really. The echo chamber doesn't just hold screams. It holds souls. And mine is still down there, still wiping the grime from the glass, still pressing my face against the thick glass, wondering who is looking in from the other side. Is it you? Are you looking into the darkness? Are you trying to see what's crouched in the corner? be careful, it sees you too. It sees the light in your eyes, and it wants it. It wants to turn your vision into a void, just like mine. Welcome to the echo chamber. I'll see you in the dark. I see you, Echo.